What's going on YouTube? Gym Leader Justin here. Really happy to be putting out the PMC Charizard Pokemon Guide for Pokemon Unite. So, Charizard is a melee all-rounder. Technically he's classified as melee, but as we're getting into, he's got a really unique mechanic with his basic attack. He's basically got the most unique sort of autos in the game. I really like Charizard. He does a lot of damage now. He feels really good now with the new patch. Obviously, as you can see right there, one of the brand new items that just came out with the patch, Razor Claw, which we will get into, is part of the reason why I think he's finally viable. He evolves to Charmeleon and then Charizard. He's got the full evolutioning line, as you can see here at level 5 and 9. First off, we are talking about his passive Blaze. When the Pokemon is below half HP, he gets more crit chance. It's pretty good, especially when we get into what his basic attack can do. So his basic attack is essentially an AoE flamethrower. That means anything that procs for his auto attacks procs for everything hit. And he gets more range the more he evolves. It's constant damage, it's pretty good damage, and it deals more damage to burned targets. As you can see right here, this is what Charmander looks like. As you can see, the damage is the same regardless of what part of the auto attack you get hit, further or longer away. That's Charmander's range, that's Charmeleon's range, and that's Charizard's range. So, as you can see, that's pretty significant. The later on in the game, you actually become quite a long-range carry in terms of your auto attacks. The first move here is Flame Burst. It basically is just going to shoot a fireball out and deal AoE damage and burn on your target. It's really, really strong. It's really good. It's your main harass tool in lane. It does really strong burst. And of course, it applies the burn effect, which makes your autos do more damage. Next up, we have Fire Spin. This is on your ZL. You could take it level 1. I don't. I take it at level 3. And Fire Spin, it shoots out basically a little circle, and it'll leave a burn path on the ground for a few seconds afterwards. Boom, there it is, and then everything burns. There's a couple of ticks afterwards. It'll just stay there and do some damage. It is not the same burn that'll proc the passive. So next up, we have Flamethrower. This was when you finally evolve to Charmeleon. You can get Flamethrower. It's basically a very long-range cone damage in front of you. It deals damage. It applies the burn for the passive for the auto attack, and then it also gives you, the user, the move speed buff afterwards, so then you can kind of move around and get where you need to. It's really good, and as you can see there, it's quite deceptively long range. That's what I love about Charizard, is utilizing his spacing correctly, his spacing and his timing. The other option you could take for your R1 is Fire Punch. Now, Fire Punch is he's got 2 long-range attacks and 2 melee attacks. Fire Punch being the first of his melee options. You basically just punch forward, deal damage. It's a decent range, shorter range than any other of his abilities, but you can use it to just freely jump over walls. Fire Punch does burn. So regardless, you're going to basically be leading off your combo with your R1, regardless of if you take Fire Punch or Flamethrower, because that'll burn, and that makes your auto attacks deal more damage to your target. Then, upgrading for your ZL. First up, we have Fire Blast. This is basically exactly like Fire Spin, but just bigger and better. The AoE, it shoots longer range, it shoots faster, does more damage, and the AoE circle, as you're about to see, is huge. So it's a pretty decent range, as you can see there. But look at that big AoE with the Fire Blast, the fire kanji on the ground that it writes down. And everything gets burned and slowed in the circle for a while. The other option for your ZL, which is my personal favorite, is a sure hit move called Flare Blitz. So it dashes forward to a target, gives you a shield, knocks them up, and then gives them like a little mini knock-up stun. And then the upgraded effect is it will also do an AoE slow on the end too. As you can see there, boom, slams in and does just a whole bunch of damage. And or jump away, it'll still follow them. Alright, let's get on to the Unite move. This is the big change here for this patch. So they basically swapped around the order of operation of what it used to do and what it does now. So what it is now, it is a command grab. It's a sure hit. So he starts off with grabbing a Pokemon. He does, seismic toss. He slams him to the ground, and then he flies around and can, auto attack and burn people. You are not able to just, make yourself land. You are up in the air. You are burned. When you're in the air, you cannot score. It is a little bit different there. So, but the big change here, obviously, is, you used to be able to just click the button, fly up, and freely roam, and then, you choose when you slam down on somebody. That's not the case anymore. You have to start with an enemy nearby. Another really important thing to note with his Unite move is the fact that while you are, so after you do the slam and then you're flying around, your basic attacks have increased damage. They leave people with a burn, which means then you're proccing the, if you deal damage to a burn target, you deal more damage, so then you're getting boost off of that. Then on top of that, you get lifesteal, so your auto attacks recover Charizard some HP. You also get a shield when you slam down with your ultimate. You can also freely go above obstacles. So that means you can fly over big giant pieces of terrain. You can just get in or out of a fight easily and go score, but you just do so much damage in a team fight with your ultimate now. It really is a game changer. So one more thing to note about with his ultimate, right here you can see like the Haunter or Gengar sort of blinked behind me, so then I just grab him again from behind, boom, slam him down, and now look at all the damage I'm able to do while up in the air. So one last thing I want to note about in the guide is the items. So I've been running the new item, the Razor Claw. It's insanely powerful with Charizard. So basically what it does is after you use a move or land a move, your next auto attack becomes empowered. So for people who play League of Legends, it's like a Sheen proc. And it also gives good stats with attack and crit chance. But because Charizard is technically labeled as a melee, he gets the slow. So it's like an Iceborne Gauntlet proc. So he just gets the slow for the big AoE, and everything I said earlier in this guide about him being able to stack things with his auto attack. So like the AoE crit chance. So now you're getting an AoE slow from the Razor Claw. You're also getting an AoE sort of like when they're burned, you're then getting the AoE bonus damage because everybody's getting burned from your auto attacks when you're in your ultimate. It's very, very powerful to just fly around and be able to deal damage that way. Overall, I really do think that Charizard is in a really good spot this patch. I've been climbing with him for the past 2 days, been doing really well. He's my most played champion, or most played Pokemon, excuse me, and my my highest win rate. So I feel really, really good, and I'm really pleased to put out this guide. Stay tuned, look in the link below, because we do have a gameplay footage where I do go MVP in ranked on my way to Masters. So let me know down in the comments below, have you tried out the new Charizard? Have you tried out the new item build on him? What do you think? Let us know. We at the PMC crew have been playing Unite all week. We're going to continue to play. We are setting up our own squad as well as Discord server so you can play with us. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell if you're already subscribed so you get a notification every time we upload a new video. And until next time, I've been Justin. Class is dismissed.